nerdy dude stuff.
For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Lone Pine Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine. This is called OJ Double IPA, sitting at 8.1% alcohol by volume. I'm just going to be flat out and say this is probably a top 5 beer for me, sitting at 4.75%. If Orange Julius could make a beer, this would be it. If you ever wanted a mimosa that was a beer, this would be it. The impact of the orange juiciness, haziness, pulpiness. It's not really pulpy with those bits that, you pull out of your teeth or you get, there's my weight set, pull out of your teeth. But it is so juicy. It is so delicious. It is so hopsy that I just, chef's kiss. This beer is fantastic. I have been a huge fan of Lone Pine ever since my liquor store started distributing their stuff. And I just absolutely love this beer. Once again, 4.75 out of 5. If you guys can find this or if you've had this, comment below. Otherwise, cheers to you guys.
Bink! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, probably about 2 weeks since we actually did a cryptocurrency mining at home, there's a fly in here, plug and play video. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys and give you some updates. If you're new to the channel, please take a moment to consider subscribing, turning on that bell notification, and liking this video. Now, I know a bunch of you guys just want to get to the meat and potatoes and the raw information of the video and what we're talking about and the title and why you're here, but we're going to go ahead and do some updates and have a little conversation. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'll try to keep it short. And if I remember during the editing process, there will be a timestamp in the video for when we actually jump to the computer screen and really get going. Now, we all know that I'm big on helium mining. I have 3 miners that are my creme de la creme. They are, everything that I've been going and mining with. I've taken time to do great setups on them. So I have 3 other miners that I haven't really fully deployed and given love. Reason being is we got a new job, finally. We tried doing content creation for a month to see if that can sustain us financially, but as a dad of twins and a loving, supporting wife who supported every step of the way, I wasn't quite where I wanted to be financially, so I put myself back into the job market. With the job market, that comes a new schedule change. So I know a lot of you guys have enjoyed the Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern weekly crypto talk show, the Helium advice, all that stuff, the begging for super chats, all that good stuff. But we really can't do that on Mondays anymore. So we are looking at either doing them on Wednesdays, i.e. days like today, or Thursdays around 2 p.m. This week we did do our stream on Monday because we had that opportunity, but my schedule officially gets locked in starting this Friday, and that's when we're going to start seeing the change. So next week we won't be streaming on Monday. We'll either be streaming on Wednesday or Thursday. Stay tuned to the community updates or some shorts for what day I lock in there. Now, we have gotten the new job, so content is going to be changing. I'm not going to be able to produce as much content, or maybe content that's as, I'm going to say, loosely high quality as I've been trying to give you guys. There might just be more of the plug and go kind of stuff with the occasional funny intros, just because the intros take me a little bit longer than I would like to write and not really write, but plan them out and get them going. But I still want to bring those to you as well, because I always want to make you guys laugh. And of course, last but not least, the beer reviews. Now, Monday and Tuesday, I work in the evenings, so obviously I don't want to have a beer and then go to my job, so we might not be doing a beer review for every single video. But I still encourage you to use that P.O. box in the description of this video and send me your favorite beers, and we will put those as reviews at some point, whether it's a pre-recorded review that we put into the video or not. So if you guys like the beer stuff, we're going to keep it going. We just want to keep our professional career a little more in mind this time around. So with all that said, let's really start talking about today's video, the meat and potatoes, the helium mining. As I stated, I have 3 miners that I have perfect placement on that I've been consistently getting that average goal of 2.5 to 3.5 helium in a 7-day spread. 5 to 7 helium in a 14-day spread. But most importantly, my goal is always 10 helium a month. Now, back when helium was at a higher price point, that was glorious. Right now, 10 helium a month is only netting us just around estimation. I don't know exactly what today's price is, but $80. So 3 miners, $80. That's $240 a month. That's not terrible considering where we're at in the market, but back in the day, 1 miner was putting out like $600 a month. So we kind of want to get back to there. Now, the other reason too is we have a little bit of a lack of motivation right now. We did an unboxing video on this SenseCap M2 data Helium miner. If I remember as well, there should be a link in the description for Seed to purchase one of these if you guys are still interested. But I liked the unboxing of this. I haven't even plugged it in since the unboxing. I haven't even deployed it or synced it to the blockchain. And that really kind of might give a foray into my mood about helium mining. You know, I did a clickbaity stream title yesterday about, should I continue and should I this or that? At the end of the day, I'm not unplugging the miners. I have 2 miners that are currently sitting here at the house that I've deployed on the blockchain and have them ready to go. I just haven't gotten to the home location where I'm going to be putting them with their proper antenna and LMR 400 cable. On top of that, I haven't even ordered an LMR 400 cable or an antenna to deploy them, so I will need to get on the ball there. But on the off chance that I decide not to invest any more into helium mining or deploying these miners, I'm going to keep my main 3 plugged in and mining because they're still earning cryptocurrency. We're still earning a passive income. Whether that passive income is going to fill my truck up on gas at least once with the monthly returns, or it's helium tokens I'm going to sit and hang on to. So that's kind of my thought process. On this channel, we try to be a little bit more of a vlog versus like some, shilly, like, oh my gosh, you guys should jump into this project, you should jump into that project, and we just kind of do a new project every single day with an affiliate link to get you guys to jump into it. Not to say we're not going to do those videos and talk about other platforms that I find interesting and fun that I want you guys to be a part of, not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. But there just might be a little bit of a shift. So without further ado, we're going to jump over to the computer screen. Remember, I don't really like technical analysis. I don't fully believe in it. I'm sure there's someone that's ready to post a comment right now about how I'm stupid and ignorant to it. But technical analysis, you can look at the charts all day and you can form your double heads and your bottom tops and your fibbly bloops and thingamablobs. But it doesn't matter when the market decides to take a dump, when someone decides to ban something, when cryptocurrency just becomes not the hot talk and completely changes and drops the market. So I don't really do technical analysis, and we're not going to look at the actual helium token in a technical analysis situation. We're kind of going to look at previous prices and what we would ideally like to see to really answer the question, helium mining, is it worth it? Should you get into it or avoid altogether? So without further ado, let's jump over to the computer screen.
All right, so we didn't get to talk about it in the update, but we did shave our mustache because we wanted to be the best peacemaker that we could be for MegaCon last week. So we've been working out, we've been trying to get a little more swell, we've been trying to do some self-improvement just because this was a goal of ours. You've seen the 3D printed helmet behind us that my Call of Duty dad made for us, and that's why the mustache was shaved. Don't worry, it's coming back. We're about 2 days into it, so don't worry, porn stash is going to be alive. Now, this is the second time I'm filming this because the last time I forgot to unmute my damn microphone, but I realized I got very, very, very long-winded, so we're going to try to do a quicker version of this. Now, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of getting into helium mining, or the pros and cons of just holding on to the token. So right now, the token price is sitting at $7.57. We're going to clear this out here, and now we're just going to boil right down into it. So, pros of helium mining. You're going to take a device, and you're going to purchase it for probably about $500 on the lower end. Make sure you watch our streams so that way you can get the optimal cords, optimal antennas, optimal placement. Pros to that is once you have all that set up, if you're in an area very similar to mine like you see on screen, you're going to probably get some decent rewards. Con to that is if you get into helium mining and you get yourself into a situation where you live in the middle of Orlando or down here in Miami and everyone and their mom, that's Vero Beach, everyone and their mom's got helium miners, might not be a scenario for you. Other pros to helium mining, it's essentially plug and play. Once you plug in the device and you get it synced to the blockchain and you get it perfectly deployed, for the most part it's set it and forget it. You can keep track of your daily profits and your daily earnings by the mobile WAP. Very, very easy. Con to that is these things are moody bitches. Sometimes they go down, sometimes they do an update on the Helium network, which Bobcats are notorious for going down. OEMs come out and you don't really know what the hell to do. Most of the time, they kind of resolve themselves when you set it and let them go. big con that we're going through right now, rewards are kind of gone to poop because they're deploying the light network, and we're seeing some stuff. The light network might be better miners, and that might be a con to the fact that we have all these old school pieces of hardware, and they aren't going to be maybe technically not producing as much as these light miners are. Hopefully it's going to reduce the need. I think it's supposed to be reducing the need to keep the blockchain stored on the devices themselves, so we don't have to worry about the memory sticks, and just keeping all that stuff on network, and hopefully we can see better rewards on these devices. So those are some of the cons there. Now, looking at the ticket price, you can really take a look at sitting here and saying, right now it's at $7.57. When I first got into helium mining, it was at about $12. I remember this because I deployed 2 helium miners at my house, and then I redeployed one of those after they synced to the blockchain over at my in-laws' house, and that cost me $10.50 in helium. So I ended up buying 2 tokens. When it jumped up to about $60 a token, I was very happy with that purchase because now we just 3x'd, 5x'd on our original price, but now we're back down to $7.57. So really the argument that I'm going to have right now is we're going to look at a scenario where I've already did this in the last video. My calculated total of, wow, spoiler alerts, was I spent $569 on one of my helium miners and about $500 and maybe about $30 on the other one just because of the difference. So it was about $460 for the miner with shipping. It was $40 for one of the rack 5.8 antennas. You can purchase those using the link in the description of this video. It was about $45 for my LMR 400 cable. It was about $12 for the grounding cable I needed on top of the $15 lightning arrestor that I have, bringing us to a total of $569. Now, at the current price of the helium token and with that initial investment, if we were to do that right now, we'd be looking at a 7.6, so just over 7.5 months, we'll just round up to 8 months of helium mining to break even, to get a return on our investment. Now, this goes back to a con that I should have stated before getting into helium mining, is that the more and more helium miners that are deployed on the network, the less and less potential rewards that we can earn. That's not to say that, you know, with every single new helium miner that comes online is going to decrease our rewards, because some of these people are going to do the Voscoin setup, and they're going to set their miners based on what they've seen on his videos in a window behind a screen mesh on the first floor of their apartment or on the first floor of their home, and they're going to hope they're going to see some of those rewards they see on YouTube. But at the end of the day, we know that's not the case, which is why we have our setup, 8 meters in the air, 9 meters in the air with a 5.8 antenna. So those are miners that are going to come online, and they're not going to get any rewards, so it's not necessarily going to take away from you. But what might happen is, I'm going to put this in layman terms, and I'm going to explain this like I'm explaining it to a 5-year-old, so don't become a keyboard warrior in the comments and say I'm wrong or I'm ignorant or I'm not doing my research. But as easy as I can put it is, say Helium comes out and says, we're going to give away 10 Helium a month. I think the actual number is 250,000. But we're going to give away 10 Helium a month as our reward tokenomics. If you have 10 miners online and they're all optimal, technically those 10 miners will get 1 Helium each in a month. Now, if you still keep at that 10 Helium a month, which Helium is doing, and then 20 miners are now online, and they're all in perfect setups, and they're all getting that daily average, then you're looking at each miner getting 0.5 Helium, so on and so forth down the way. The rewards never go up, and then the Helium miners do increase. So some of you might be purchasing a Helium miner as we speak because you still want to get into it. If you're in a situation like mine, not a bad idea. If you're in the middle of Miami, might want to look at holding on to the token. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. And then the other thing is that I just lost my train of thought on what I was saying about the pros and cons. So we're going to completely skip that topic. Oh, now that's just to say if the token price stayed the same and the reward stayed the same, so on and so forth. Now, if we're looking at a scenario, and realistically, it's not going to take 7.62 months for us to break even because more miners will come online. People will see these videos, watch my old videos with perfect placement, and the goal is to get 2.5 or in a 7-day spread all the way up to 10 Helium a month. So we're definitely going to see a decrease. So this is more probably closer to about 9 to 10 months on an ROI to purchase that device. That's if the prices stay the same. This is only run on if the price stays the same and if the numbers don't go up. Oh, that was it. Another con to the Helium mining is right now, the incentive to get into it is obviously a passive income, but rewards aren't going to be increasing. More miners are going to be coming online, and the price is decreasing. So that's a really hard sell to try to get into. If the price was increasing as the rewards flatlined or the halving happened or they decreased, there would be that demand for the token, and the rewards and the token price would go up, and it would be much more attractive. Now, We're going to take that $569 and we are going to purchase, let's say you live in Miami, you really like helium, but you don't want to get into it because you won't be able to deploy in a good setting just because there's so many people in that area, but you like the project, you want to get yourself a bag. So if we took that $569, instead of buying all this setup and buying everything and deploying everything, and we bought tokens, we would be buying ourselves 75-ish tokens. Now, if in a perfect world, I'm going to be super conservative here. We've seen all the time highs of like $68. We've seen lows when, you know, blah, 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 and right now we're sitting at 7.57. Let's say the token gets to $25 within that 90-day time frame. And of course, you would see the number right there and kind of spoil it. That would be $1,880. So in 9 months, you could potentially 3x your money. Remember, this isn't, you know, financial advice or all that stuff I'm supposed to say, but that might be something attractive if you are in one of those scenarios. If you're in a situation to where you could sit here and, like, let's say this was a neighborhood here and this guy knew a whole bunch of people and he had 10 helium miners, can build his own little network perfectly, that's ideal because he's going to be able to take care over that whole area while still reaching out to all of these not so saturated miners that are still getting pretty much 1.0 in the rewards, versus someone that's going to be sitting here in the middle of Orlando. They live in this hex in this skyscraper where 27 helium devices are already, placing it there, and then he's going to be getting rewards cut down to about a quarter to 0.05. Like, these miners, really not much on rewards just because of the oversaturation of the miners in that area. Remember, helium mining is a proof of coverage concept. It's not a proof of work. It's not a proof of stake. It's proof of coverage. So the more coverage that the network has, the more incentives and rewards that you can earn. But if you're providing 27 units to cover one hex here, there's obviously going to be no rewards or no benefit to that. So, anywho, long story short, I really think to get into helium mining is going to be like in the eye of the beholder. You know, like I was just touching base right there a few seconds ago. If you're in an oversaturated city, probably not going to be the miner that you want to get versus grabbing the token. If you're out and you can develop your own network and you're in the middle of nowhere and you've got 10 places where you can put 10 miners and kind of capitalize on that situation, that might be something where you want to get into. Do I believe that the project is dead or the product is dead or you're wasting your time whether you're going to be purchasing a miner or purchasing the token? Absolutely not. That's just my opinion. That's just my feeling as a helium mining shill. But it's really, like I said, it's going to be in the eye of the beholder. I am in optimal location, in my opinion, to have optimal setups to continue to earn. And at the end of the day, it's still going to be a passive income. I'm the type of person that likes to keep growing what I have. You know, people always argue that if you just bought Bitcoin at this price and held on to it, you would be so much richer and you'd have so much more money. But at the end of the day, if you go and you take profit on that Bitcoin, you're going to be diminishing what Bitcoin you actually hold. And that's kind of not my goal. I want to continue to grow my portfolio and grow my balance. I want more tokens. So that way, if I say, for example, let's go back to the 10 helium. If I just bought 10 helium and I wanted to like stake it or, you know, earn or mine it, and then, you know, tomorrow I have 11 helium from everything I do, then I would sell that one helium that I earned, be in profit, still have my initial 10. I like having my initial holding. You know, it's like I kind of look at it as like owning my house. You know, I own my house. Right now with the housing market, I could sell my house for almost 2 times what I paid for it. But I don't want to do that because then I won't have a house because I'm not going to pay, you know, today's money for a house that's similar quality, similar size, similar value at the price they are today. But let's say that I wanted to take profit on my house and then like sell one of the rooms, even though I can't detach a room and sell it, but I could sell that room or rent the room to someone, then I don't have a room, then I'm down a room. So I want ultimately, this is a terrible metaphor, but ultimately I want to be in a situation where I can have more house. I'm not saying build onto my house. I'm saying maybe purchase another house and, you know, and then rent that out, but purchase another house, not necessarily to live in, versus taking profit on the one house that I have and only having profit. And that's kind of a terrible metaphor, but how I see it. But anywho, that's it for me ranting today. Again, please, while you're watching the beginning of the video, if you're confused on my scheduling or if you want to stay, you know, follow or all that good stuff, lots of changes. I'm going to be trying to get out content 4 days a week, including a stream. Still going to keep trying to stream over on Twitch, just not every single night. And then some nights I just want to play video games. I don't necessarily want to stream, but I don't really have a set schedule just yet. I need to really get acclimated in the new career to kind of set there, but at least maybe try to stream once or twice a week over on Twitch. Other than that, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or Twitter. Links for that stuff in the description. A lot of people send me messages. I know I ignore a lot of people. I don't respond as fast as I can, but I do try to get to everyone. So don't take it personal. You can always leave a comment. I'll try to respond to that as well. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm O'Prius. We'll see you guys next time. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about blocks tomorrow.
Oh, hey guys. We also stream over on Twitch, so if you want to hang out and join us, link in the description. You can follow us, twitch.tv/nerdydudestuff1. Really love to see you guys over there. And also other social media information is in the description of this video. So we'll see you guys next time.